Are you tired of engaging in unnecessary conflicts and battles with your enemies? In this video, we'll be exploring 5 powerful strategies that Stoicism offers to help you overcome your enemies without resorting to physical confrontations. Lesson 1. Build strong inner power and toughness. Building strong inner strength and resilience is the cornerstone of the Stoic way of living. It's about developing an attitude and mental toughness that makes you immune to the negativity, enmity, and difficulties that life and your adversaries may present. This type of strength is about controlling your emotions, your responses to outside circumstances, and yourself rather than about dominating people or having physical strength. Here's how to cultivate this inner strength. The Stoics believe that inner power comes from understanding what is within your control and what is not. You cannot control the actions or opinions of others, but you can control how you respond to them. By focusing on your own thoughts, attitudes, and actions, you build a fortress of inner strength that cannot be breached by external forces. Self-discipline is a key component of inner strength. It's the ability to control your impulses, delay gratification, and stay committed to your goals even when it's difficult. The Stoics believed in the importance of practicing self-discipline in all aspects of life, whether it's in your habits, your emotions, or your thoughts. To cultivate self-discipline, start with small daily practices. This could be waking up at the same time every day, sticking to a workout routine, or maintaining a balanced diet. The consistency of these small acts of discipline builds up over time, creating a strong foundation for tougher challenges. When you learn to master the little things, you prepare yourself to handle the bigger tests of life with composure and strength. Self-discipline also involves controlling your reactions. When someone tries to provoke you, practice restraint. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to breathe, reflect, and choose your response. This practice not only prevents unnecessary conflict, but also strengthens your inner resolve. One way to embrace discomfort is through the practice of voluntary hardship. This could mean fasting for a day, taking a cold shower, or going without a luxury you normally enjoy. These practices remind you that you can endure more than you think, and that your happiness is not dependent on external comforts. By regularly practicing voluntary hardship, you build a toughness that makes you less vulnerable to life's inevitable difficulties. Emotional resilience is the ability to manage and recover from difficult emotions. It's about staying grounded and calm in the face of stress, adversity, or conflict. The Stoics believe that by cultivating emotional resilience, you can maintain your inner peace regardless of what happens around you. One way to develop emotional resilience is through mindfulness and meditation. These practices help you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to observe them without getting caught up in them. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to detach from negative emotions like anger, fear, or sadness, and instead approach them with curiosity and acceptance. This detachment doesn't mean ignoring your emotions, but rather understanding them and not letting them control you. Another important aspect of emotional resilience is the ability to reframe negative experiences. Instead of seeing challenges or setbacks as failures, view them as opportunities for growth. The Stoics were masters of reframing, seeing every obstacle as a chance to strengthen their character and practice their virtues. By adopting this mindset, you can transform difficult situations into valuable life lessons, further building your inner toughness. Mental toughness is the ability to stay focused, determined, and persistent in the face of challenges. It's about having the mental stamina to keep going even when things get tough. The Stoics believed that mental toughness was crucial for achieving success and maintaining inner peace. One way to build mental toughness is by setting clear, meaningful goals and committing to them with unwavering determination. When you have a strong sense of purpose, it's easier to stay motivated and push through obstacles. The Stoics encouraged setting goals that aligned with your values and virtues, ensuring that your efforts are directed towards something meaningful. Another aspect of mental toughness is the ability to stay calm under pressure. This requires training your mind to stay focused and composed even in stressful situations. Techniques like deep breathing, visualization, and positive self-talk can help you manage stress and maintain your mental clarity. By regularly practicing these techniques, you strengthen your mind's ability to stay resilient and focused, no matter what challenges arise. One way to build mental toughness is by setting clear, meaningful goals and committing to them with unwavering determination. When you have a strong sense of purpose, it's easier to stay motivated and push through obstacles. The Stoics encouraged setting goals that aligned with your values and virtues, ensuring that your efforts are directed towards something meaningful. Another aspect of mental toughness is the ability to stay calm under pressure. This requires training your mind to stay focused and composed even in stressful situations. Techniques like deep breathing, visualization, and positive self-talk can help you manage stress and maintain your mental clarity. By regularly practicing these techniques, you strengthen your mind's ability to stay resilient and focused, no matter what challenges arise. A core principle of Stoicism is the acceptance of things you cannot change. The Stoics believe that inner peace comes from focusing on what is within your control and letting go of what is not. When you accept that some things are beyond your control, such as the actions of others, the past, or external circumstances, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and anxiety. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity or resignation. It means recognizing reality as it is and responding to it with wisdom and composure. When you stop fighting against things you cannot change, you conserve your energy for the things you can influence. This shift in focus not only strengthens your inner power, but also brings a sense of tranquility and clarity to your life. The people you surround yourself with can have a significant impact on your inner strength. The Stoics believed in the importance of choosing your company wisely, seeking out those who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to grow. Negative or toxic relationships can drain your energy and undermine your inner strength, while positive influences can help you stay focused, motivated, and resilient. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that support your growth and share your values. Engage in meaningful conversations, learn from others, and share your experiences. By surrounding yourself with positive influences, you create an environment that nurtures your inner power and toughness. Building inner strength requires continuous reflection and learning. The Stoics practice daily reflection, reviewing their thoughts, actions, and decisions to learn from their experiences and improve themselves. This practice of self-reflection helps you to identify areas where you can grow stronger, as well as recognize and celebrate your progress. Take time each day to reflect on your experiences, challenges, and how you responded to them. Ask yourself what you did well, what you could have done better, and what you learned. This ongoing process of reflection and learning helps you to continually build your inner strength, making you more resilient and powerful with each passing day. Lesson 2. Think about being good and doing the right things. In the philosophy of Stoicism, one of the core principles is to focus on virtue, being good and doing the right things, regardless of the circumstances. This principle is not only a path to personal excellence, but also a powerful way to disarm your enemies without engaging in direct conflict. The Stoics believed that virtue was the ultimate good and the purpose of human life. Characteristics like courage, fairness, intelligence, and self-control are all included in virtue. When you make the commitment to lead a morally upright life, you establish a strong moral base that is challenging for your adversaries to breach. They can try to discredit you, but if you behave morally all the time, their allegations will be unfounded. Envy, hatred, and dishonesty cannot harm you because virtue serves as a shield. In addition to gaining you respect from others, your persistent devotion to doing the right thing will almost certainly make it difficult for your adversaries to criticize you. One of the key aspects of thinking about being good and doing the right things is consistency. The Stoics believe that virtue is not just something you practice occasionally, but something that should guide your actions at all times. Consistency in virtuous behavior means that you do the right thing even when no one is watching, and even when it is difficult. This consistency builds trust and reliability, both of which are powerful tools in neutralizing your enemies. They may expect you to falter under pressure or act out of self-interest, but when you consistently choose the path of virtue, you prove them wrong time and time again. This not only frustrates their attempts to undermine you, but also sets a powerful example for others. Integrity is a cornerstone of Stoic virtue. It involves being honest, transparent, and true to your principles, no matter the circumstances. When you act with integrity, you are less concerned with the opinions of others and more focused on living in alignment with your values. This makes you less vulnerable to manipulation or coercion by your enemies. They may try to sway you with flattery, threats, or bribes, but if your integrity is unshakable, these tactics will fail. Acting with integrity also means that you take responsibility for your actions and their consequences. This willingness to own up to your mistakes disarms your enemies because it leaves them with nothing to use against you. By embodying integrity, you make it clear that you are not easily swayed by external pressures, and this strength of character is often enough to deter those who wish to do you harm. Justice is another key component of Stoic virtue. It involves treating others fairly, respecting their rights, and doing what is right, even when it is not in your personal interest. When you focus on justice, you create an environment where it is difficult for your enemies to gain support for their negative actions. People naturally gravitate towards fairness and are more likely to stand by someone who is just and fair. Your commitment to justice also undermines your enemies' attempts to portray you as selfish or unjust. By consistently doing what is fair and right, you build a reputation that your enemies cannot easily tarnish. Furthermore, your fair treatment of others, even those who oppose you, can often lead to reconciliation and the resolution of conflicts without the need for confrontation. Another essential attribute in the Stoic system is courage. It is the capacity to maintain a strong heart in the face of suffering, anxiety, and misfortune. Being courageous is doing the right thing, even when it is challenging or risky. When it comes to facing adversaries, moral bravery of this kind can be extremely effective. When you behave bravely, you demonstrate to them that you are not easily intimidated, even if they may have expected you to give in to threats or intimidation. This bravery frequently results in a change in the balance of power, since your opponents may back down in the face of your unwavering determination. The ability to forgive and let go of grudges is another quality of courage that can deter your adversaries. Humility is another essential aspect of Stoic virtue. It involves recognizing your limitations, being open to learning, and not seeking praise or recognition for doing the right thing. When you act with humility, you do not boast about your virtues or achievements, which can disarm your enemies by removing their ability to accuse you of arrogance or self-righteousness. Humility also means that you are willing to listen to others, including your enemies, and to learn from every situation. This openness and willingness to grow can turn potential conflicts into opportunities for mutual understanding and respect. By embracing humility, you avoid unnecessary conflicts and build stronger, more harmonious relationships. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal. The Stoics believe that holding onto anger or seeking revenge only harms the person who harbors these negative emotions. By forgiving those who have wronged you, you free yourself from the burden of resentment and anger. This act of forgiveness can also disarm your enemies, as it takes away their power to hurt you. When you forgive, you show that you are above petty grievances and that you are focused on higher principles. This can often lead to a de-escalation of conflict and even to reconciliation. Forgiveness is not about condoning bad behavior, but about choosing to rise above it and to focus on what truly matters, living a virtuous life. Leading by example is another way to think about doing the right thing and being a decent person. The Stoics held that deeds, not words, are the greatest means of influencing other people. Being virtuous on a regular basis sets an example that people will naturally follow. Your unwavering dedication to upholding moral principles may even serve as an inspiration to your adversaries. By setting a positive example, you not only defend yourself against the attacks of your adversaries, but also start a positive chain reaction that can change the world around you. By doing this, you raise your opponents and transform them from possible enemies into allies. Lesson 3. Work on growing and getting better. Working on growing and getting better is a fundamental aspect of living a fulfilling and resilient life, according to Stoic philosophy. The Stoics understood that life is full of challenges, and the best way to navigate these challenges is by continually improving ourselves. Growth isn't just about achieving external success. It's about becoming a better person internally, stronger, wiser, more compassionate, and more resilient. Here's how you can apply this lesson in your life. You can start by setting small, achievable goals that align with your values and principles. Each day presents an opportunity to be a little better than you were the day before. Whether it's improving your skills, developing your character, or enhancing your relationships, focus on making incremental progress. Over time, these small improvements compound, leading to significant personal growth. A growth mindset, a concept popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, is closely aligned with Stoic philosophy. It's the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. The Stoics encouraged this mindset long before it became a buzzword in modern psychology. They believe that we are not fixed entities but dynamic beings capable of change and improvement. To cultivate a growth mindset, start by recognizing that effort is essential to improvement. Instead of shying away from challenges, embrace them as opportunities to learn and grow. When you encounter difficulties, remind yourself that these are not obstacles but opportunities to develop new skills, increase your resilience, and deepen your understanding. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. The Stoics taught that we should focus our energy on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, rather than worrying about things outside our control. This principle is particularly important when it comes to personal growth. You may not be able to control external events, other people's actions or outcomes, but you can control how you respond to these situations. By focusing on improving your reactions, refining your judgment, and choosing virtuous actions, you take ownership of your growth. This approach not only helps you grow, but also reduces stress and anxiety because you're not wasting energy on things you can't change. Growth doesn't happen in isolation. One of the most effective ways to improve is by seeking feedback from others. The Stoics valued the wisdom of others and encouraged learning from the experiences and insights of those around them. Whether it's through mentors, peers, or even critics, feedback provides a different perspective and helps you identify areas for improvement that you might not see on your own. By making self-reflection a daily habit, you gain greater self-awareness, which is crucial for growth. It helps you identify patterns in your behavior, recognize areas where you need to improve, and celebrate your progress. Self-reflection also allows you to course-correct when you're going off track, ensuring that you stay aligned with your goals and values. Understand that growth is a journey, not a destination. There will be times when progress is slow, and setbacks are inevitable. During these times, it's important to stay patient and keep moving forward. Persistence is key. Even when the results are not immediately visible, trust that your efforts will pay off in the long run. Over time, consistent effort leads to meaningful and lasting growth. Ambition, when tempered with contentment, allows you to pursue growth without losing sight of what truly matters: inner peace, virtue, and well-being. It ensures that your efforts to grow are motivated by a desire to become a better person, not by a need for recognition or material success. This mindset leads to more sustainable and fulfilling growth. Growth can be challenging, and it's easy to focus on what you haven't yet achieved. However, the Stoics believed in recognizing and appreciating the progress you've made, no matter how small. Take time to reflect on how far you've come, the challenges you've overcome, and the skills you've developed. Celebrating your progress boosts your motivation and reinforces the positive habits and behaviors that contribute to growth. It also helps you maintain a positive mindset, which is essential for continued improvement. Lesson 4. Try to solve problems peacefully. The core of Stoic philosophy, which prioritizes virtue, moderation, and wisdom over hostility and confrontation, is the idea of resolving issues amicably. The Stoics held that a person's genuine strength is shown not by power or domination, but rather by their capacity to uphold harmony and serenity both inside themselves and in their relationships with other people. Effective communication is key to solving problems peacefully. The way you communicate can either escalate a conflict or help to resolve it. The Stoics believed in the power of rational discourse and clear communication. When you find yourself in a disagreement or conflict, strive to communicate in a way that is calm, clear, and respectful. Avoid raising your voice, making accusations, or using inflammatory language. Instead, express your thoughts and feelings in a way that is constructive and focused on finding a solution. This approach not only helps to de-escalate tension, but also shows that you are committed to resolving the issue in a mature and thoughtful manner. Empathy is a powerful tool in peaceful conflict resolution. The ability to understand and share the feelings of another person can turn adversaries into allies. When you practice active empathy, you make a conscious effort to see the situation from the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean that you have to agree with them, but it does mean acknowledging their feelings and concerns as valid. By showing empathy, you signal to your enemy that you are not simply trying to win the argument, but that you are genuinely interested in finding a solution that works for everyone involved. This can often soften their stance and open the door to a more constructive dialogue. Finding common ground is another effective strategy for solving problems peacefully. In many conflicts, the parties involved may have more in common than they realize. By identifying shared goals, values, or concerns, you can shift the focus from what divides you to what unites you. This can be as simple as agreeing on a mutual desire for peace or acknowledging a shared interest in resolving the issue. When you focus on commonalities rather than differences, you create a foundation for a solution that both sides can accept. This approach not only helps to resolve the immediate conflict, but also builds a sense of cooperation and mutual respect. Forgiveness is a powerful tool in peaceful conflict resolution. The Stoics believe that holding on to anger and resentment only harms the person who harbors those feelings. By being willing to forgive your enemies and let go of past grievances, you free yourself from the burden of negativity and create space for reconciliation. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior, but it does mean choosing to move forward without carrying the weight of the past. When you forgive, you break the cycle of hostility and open the door to healing and resolution. Lesson 5. Show care and try to understand others. Compassion is a central tenet of Stoicism. The Stoics believe that understanding the struggles and suffering of others is key to cultivating a virtuous and fulfilling life. When you show compassion toward your enemies, you disrupt the cycle of anger and resentment. Compassion allows you to see beyond the surface of their actions and understand the underlying causes of their behavior. This understanding can often lead to a resolution that addresses the root of the conflict rather than just the symptoms. Moreover, when you show compassion, you elevate yourself above the pettiness of revenge or retaliation, embodying the Stoic ideal of moral excellence. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see the world from their perspective. The Stoics believe that empathy is essential for navigating social interactions and resolving conflicts. When you respond to your enemies with empathy, you show that you are not interested in defeating them, but in finding a solution that benefits everyone. This approach often disarms hostility because it shifts the focus from confrontation to collaboration. Your enemies, expecting you to be defensive or combative, are often caught off guard by your empathetic response. This can lead to a de-escalation of tension and open the door to constructive dialogue. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for overcoming enmity. The Stoics believe that holding on to grudges or seeking revenge only harms the person who harbors these negative emotions. Instead, they advocated for forgiveness as a way to free oneself from the burden of anger and resentment. By forgiving your enemies, you release yourself from the toxic emotions that conflict can generate. This not only benefits your own well-being, but also often leads to a change in the behavior of your enemies. When they see that you are not interested in revenge, but in moving forward, they may be more inclined to let go of their own hostility. Forgiveness, therefore, is not a sign of weakness, but a demonstration of your strength and moral superiority. Showing care and trying to understand others, even your enemies, is a powerful Stoic strategy for overcoming hostility without fighting. By recognizing our shared humanity, practicing compassion, seeking to understand before being understood, responding with empathy, and fostering forgiveness, you can transform adversarial relationships into opportunities for growth and reconciliation. This approach not only neutralizes your enemy's hostility, but also elevates you to a higher moral plane, embodying the Stoic ideals of wisdom, courage, and virtue. By focusing on maintaining our own inner peace and resilience, we can effectively neutralize any antagonistic forces in our lives. Remember, true strength lies in our ability to control our reactions and stay grounded in the face of adversity. So let's embrace these Stoic principles and transform our enemies into opportunities for personal growth and self-improvement.